If you've loved any of my work, if you've liked my audios on manifesting or my videos on love or health or wealth or creating success in your life, then I want you to really enjoy this video, which is about being enough. I believe, and I found all my research and being a therapist my entire adult life backed this up, that all of our issues come from our not enoughness. Nobody's born saying I'm not enough. No baby says, hey, don't look at me. I haven't got any teeth. I've got these milk spots. I've got no hair. I seem to have triple thighs down here. I don't look quite right. Don't look at me. Babies come into the world knowing they're enough. They're enough to wake all the house up when they want to be fed. They're enough to spit out that green goo that mums made they don't even like. So you were born knowing you're enough. And then where do we go from I was born knowing I'm enough to thinking I'm not enough? Well, we learn very quickly that we're not smart enough, good enough, interesting enough, worthy enough, attractive enough, wanted enough, loved enough, you name it. There are so many ways where we start to doubt our enoughness. We doubt ourselves academically. I wasn't the smartest kid in school. But sometimes people who didn't do well in school end up being geniuses like Richard Branson. So there's so many ways we're not enough. I'm not enough academically, physically. I'm not interesting enough, worthy enough, smart enough. I've worked with hundreds of thousands of addicts over my 30 plus year career. I've never met one ever who thought they were enough. They also, well, I'm a fake and I'm a fraud. I couldn't deal with the pressure. I always felt I'd let everyone down. People said to me, hey, why have you got all these famous models and actors coming to your house? They've got everything, haven't they? Well, no, they didn't, because they didn't have the one thing that makes it worth it, the I'm enough. They can fake it, they can pretend, but inside when you think you're not enough, it's such an insidious, horrible thing. But you know what? It's not even true. So I want you to take a minute and just take a minute right now and think about, where do I doubt my enoughness? Is it in my career? Is it in my love life? Is it in my professional life? Is it around my family? Where does it get me, this I'm not enough? Who taught you to compare yourself? Where does it come from? Wherever and however and whenever you learned to believe you're not enough, it wasn't true. Someone taught you that because they were probably taught it too. The truth is you are enough. You are more than enough. And when you can tap into the truth about you that you're enough, when you believe it, something magical happens, and that is you give the whole world permission to join you in knowing you're enough. And how do you go from I'm not enough to I'm enough? Well, you start like this. The most magical things are always simple and yet profoundly powerful. You start by saying, I am enough. Let's do it now. Just say this 10 times. Remember, the words that follow I am will follow you. The words that follow I am follow you. So let's say, I am enough. And again, I am enough. 8 more times, I am enough. Each time stronger, more power. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. 3 more times, I'm enough. I'm enough. 1 more time. Notice how you feel, particularly in your gut, when you say, I am enough. You might think, well, I just feel like a fake. I find this all silly. Don't really believe it. I go, actually, no, I kind of like it. However you feel, I want you to keep doing it. What's going to happen is this, you're going to come up with objections. Well, I'm not really enough because I don't own my own home. I don't even have a great car. I haven't got that promotion at work. And then you say, oh, I'm enough. I don't have my own home, but I'm still enough. I'm enough. I haven't got a great car. I'm still enough. I'm enough. Don't have a promotion yet, but I'm still enough, because I want you to understand you are the person who's objecting to your enoughness. When you add the objections in, yeah, I'm not a perfect 10, but I am enough. Your mind will go, oh, here you go again with that enoughness, and you'll run out of objections. You've got to layer in your I'm enoughness. Your mind learns by repetition. There are so many ways of saying it, stating it. Let's do some now. And notice the feeling. Do you feel silly? Do you feel a bit anxious? Do you feel uncomfortable? Notice those things and keep saying. Let's go. I am enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I will always be enough. I always have been enough. I'm enough now. I was enough before, and I'll be enough in my future, because the essence of me is I am enough. I'm not better than anyone, but I'm equal to everyone because I am enough. And as I recognize my own enoughness, say that, as I recognize my own enoughness, I allow other people to recognize it too. And I recognize others' enoughness as I recognize my own. I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough. Keep saying it, keep stating it. I want you to say it 10 times without me prompting you. And each time put more power, more passion, more certainty in your voice. I am enough. Say that 10 times. And I want you to imagine, where can you introduce I'm enoughness into your life? You might notice I have these bracelets. They say I'm enough. I have it written on a chalkboard in my house. I have it written on my fridge and fridge magnets. I have it everywhere, on cushions, on pillows. One of my clients said, after hearing you speak, I stamped it on my kids' pillowcases. So the last thing they see at night, the first thing in the morning is I'm enough. There are so many ways to have enoughness in your life. One of my friends, she opened the fridge and her kid had put in it, Mum, you're enough. And another one said to my kids, Mum, is enough. This is all over the house. And when is it going to stop? She said, never. I was giving a talk to a very, very famous fashion house. And I thought, they're not really going to go for this. But as I talk about enoughness, they're all taking notes. And one of them said, this is amazing. Both my daughters are showing signs of being anorexic. They're around fashion models all the time. And I've been very worried. And he said, I wrote that on the mirror. My little girl said, Daddy, never, ever take that off. So let me know how you're going to include it in your life, because I promise you, I guarantee you, if being not enough is the common denominator of our issues, then knowing we are enough is the way to solve that. So close your eyes. Just imagine, what would it feel like to wake up knowing you're enough? What would it feel like to walk through the world owning your enoughness? What would that feel like? Feel it now in your body when you can't be compared, diminished, rejected, put down, because you know you're enough. And while you're feeling it, what does it look like to walk through the world? Knowing you're enough, how do you hold your body? How do you walk? How do you interact with other people? How do you look after yourself when you know you're enough? Does that mean you say no to donuts and yes to fruit because you're enough? That you buy yourself better food, you go to the gym, you use your mind, you learn stuff on YouTube instead of looking at cartoons because you're enough to expand into a better life? How does your own voice sound? When you say, I am enough, what do you hear? How confident is your voice? How much certainty is there in the tone of your voice, the volume of your voice? Stay in this sense of what does it feel like, look like, sound like. When you state, affirm, embody enoughness into your life every single day, and it stops being what you do and absolutely becomes who you are. Who you are is someone who knows they're enough. They state it, affirm it, embody it, own it. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you feel is all massively elevated by your sense of your enoughness and your ability to own that everywhere you go. If you're watching this before October 2023, then you're very lucky, because this October 23, I'm releasing my live online 8-week I'm Enough course. It's designed to grow your enoughness, to take it to massive levels. It's designed to help you professionally, romantically, in every way you can imagine. It's an 8-week live online course with me. I turn up live online throughout this 8 weeks and I coach you, use hypnosis, use powerful tools to grow your enoughness. We do it as a group. It's amazing. I'm going to put a link below so you can find out more about it. And if you'd like to join, it can change your life. I would love to see you there, because I know, just like it changed my life when I finally tapped into my enoughness and owned it, and it grew my business, it grew everything. Made me a better parent, better partner, better business, better everything. I'd love to see you in October at my live online 8-week course. Be there. See you soon. Check out my next video here.